So the great saga continues. I've been having cooling problems with this Jeep since I bought it almost 4 years ago. So I've been struggling, trying to get this thing to run cool enough so that during the summer, on almost any day for any temperature, I could run this thing down the road and not worry about it overheating. Well, I'm not quite there yet. I've done so many things. I've put a new fan shroud on it. I've added a thermostat because there wasn't one in it when I bought it. A new thermostat housing. Coolant hoses. I've jacked the radiator up, checked the radiator, made sure it was in good shape. All of that's made a difference. It's improved the cooling in the Jeep, but we're still not there yet. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add these felt air deflectors onto the front of the grill, trying to steer air into the radiator itself. So what's happening now, the air's coming in through the grill and it's escaping through all the gaps between the grill and the radiator. So hopefully these will help steer more air into the radiator. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. Now the Jeep is on skates. It's tucked into the back corner of the garage. So I need to get it pulled out into the main garage so I can pull this grill off and install these deflectors, and I'm going to show you how I do it. All right, so major change of plans. Initially, all I was going to do was remove the grill, then install these felt deflectors. But before spring, I also wanted to put on a new water pump, and I've got the water pump here now. I don't know if this old water pump is functioning correctly or not, and I don't care. At this point, I'm just going to change everything to make everything new. So I'm thinking that while I'm here and I've got the grill out, I might as well pull the radiator back out and then have easy access to the water pump. So that's what I'm going to do. So rather than just pull the grill, I'm going to pull it all off, and then while I'm in there, I'm going to replace that water pump. Now, one of the issues that this is going to create is the pulley on the water pump is not the correct pulley, and the one on the new water pump is. What they did is, because they converted it from a 6-volt to a 12-volt system, and they put the alternator in, the brackets that they used for the alternator don't line up correctly with the pulley. So they got this different pulley and they put it in. Well, I'm going to use the correct pulley. The problem it's going to create, and this might be another episode, is I'm going to have to make some spacers or extenders to get that alternator out where it belongs so it lines up with the pulleys. Now the pulley on the water pump and the pulley on the lower block on the crank, they're lined up, so this isn't going to be an issue there. It's just going to be the issue getting that alternator out where it belongs. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pull it all apart. All right, so I changed into my work clothes, and my wife would be beside herself if she knew that I was on camera with this dirty old vest on. But this is going to be a dirty job, and I don't want to ruin good clothes. All right, so in order to remove the grill, I have to disconnect the wires that go to the headlights and the running lights. Now, before I did that, I've already disconnected the power to the battery because I don't want any chance of shorting things out. Now, there's a power block under here, and there's a bunch of wires that go to it. So rather than me try to mark it or label it, what I'm going to do is simply take a picture of all of the wires. And that way, when I go back, I can replace the wires or return the wires back into the same location that they are. Now, what I've done is, before I loosen the nuts on the power block, I sprayed some WD-40 onto the threads on the post, so that way they'll come off a little bit easier. These nuts are just little 3/8 nuts, and hopefully they'll come off without too much trouble. They've obviously been on here for a long time, and they do not want to come loose. I think they've rusted themselves in place a little bit. there's several attachment points for the grill onto the Jeep. There are 3 on either side that connect the grill to the fender or the fender to the grill. And that's the same on both sides. So I'll show you this side coming off, and I'll do the other one off camera. There's another 2 down underneath that secure the grill to the frame itself. So I'm going to loosen all those bolts, and when I'm done, we should be able to pull that grill right off. Now fortunately, the nuts are captured nuts, so I don't have to worry about them falling off or having to grab a hold of them with another wrench on the inside. All right, so that bolt under the fender is not very accessible, so I'm going to have to use a socket wrench for that. Okay, so the passenger side fender is now loose from the grill. All right, I thought I could do this with one of the swivel head attachments for the socket set, but I can't. It's in such a weird angle, I can't even get at it. So I'm going to have to use 2 half-inch wrenches. The trouble is, the half-inch wrenches don't have a lot of leverage, but we'll get her done. Yeah, that worked pretty good. I love these ratcheting box end wrenches. They really let you get into places that you couldn't otherwise get, and they're just terrific. All right, so the grill is completely loose on the passenger side. I'm going to go do the other side, and I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll bring you back as soon as the whole grill is loose and I can pull it off. All right, so I got all the bolts loose, and the grill's loose, so let's get it off the Jeep. It looks so naked, it looks so wrong without that grill. Hey, this is what we got to do. All right, so I'm not going to show this radiator coming out. I've already done it once. I've already filmed it once. If you want to see it, I'll put a link to the video and you can go watch how it comes out. It's all really pretty simple. So I'll come back when the radiator's out and we're ready to work on that water pump.